Tyson Geick of the NHL Flash down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with George Stroumboulopoulos. Welcome, George.
Hey, man, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you down here.
You as well.
I
George,
love that Instagram page. That's cool, man.
George, you were just telling me you had a wild trip down here for the draft.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, looking forward to it. I rode a motorcycle from Toronto to LA. Had to stop in Vegas yesterday to do the NHL Awards. I presented with Daniel Alfredson, and then very quickly, I don't know, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I left Vegas and I continued to ride to LA, and I got on a plane and I just flew here.
Where was the camera crew for all of that? You should have had people on hand filming that, because that would have been amazing.
Right here on my phone. It's all on Instagram, dude. All on Instagram.
Snapchat story, fans should be looking out for that.
A lot of Snapchat stories yet. I don't even know how many people are following me on Snapchat, but it's at Strombo13 on Snapchat, and then just at Strombo on Instagram.
Next season, fans
That
be on the look.
thing is really cool, man. That's really cool. I mean, it does feed into the low attention span thing at 11 seconds, but still, it's pretty great.
15, I think. We have a bit more time.
I
Yeah.
go to about 13 now is where I go.
George, I want to ask you really quickly about your first year of experience on Hockey Night in Canada. I think you did a great job.
Thanks, man.
It was very different what you did. What was your biggest challenge, and what was your biggest highlight?
The biggest challenge is when you're changing an institution like that, and a high quality one like Hockey Night in Canada, it's the pace is a lot slower than I'm used to. And I understand why it is, where you have a traditional audience. It's about building it for a new audience as well. The game has changed, the players have changed, and sports TV needs to change. That's it. And also, Hockey Night in Canada isn't just a hockey show, man. It's a Canada show. It's a gathering place for people who love the game, and that's why they brought me in. They wanted to make it a bit different. So I know it was hard on a bunch of people. Some people didn't like the change, but whatever, man. That's just the game. If you want to change things, it starts with the first step, right? So that was the challenge, is just the pacing, letting it, being more patient with that than I'm used to. I'm used to saying, well, let's just blow it up and do it. But it didn't need to be blown up because it was a great show. So it's more about little things that we're doing. That was the biggest challenge. The highlight was working with the boys, like working with Nick and Kelly and Elliot's incredible. I just love being with those guys, and Sophia as well. It's a good group. Brian Spear produces it. A lot of them I've known for a long time. So that's been the best part. Is the one thing we didn't have to work on was chemistry. We had that right away.
Love it. Moving into tomorrow, the NHL Draft is coming up. I'm sure you've been following along. If you could sum it up in one word, and I've been asking this question all tonight, what would you say? Give me one word.
I'm really curious to see the looks in the faces of the GMs and the scouts who have to pick fifth. Fifth, sixth, seventh. This is, as everybody talks about, this is the deepest draft in a long time. But you can say that, but no one really knows. No one knows how anybody's going to pan out. We have a general idea of how a handful are going to pan out, but we don't know. We don't know what injuries are going to be. So 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm really curious to see how the looks in their faces. That's what I'm looking for. Who's got it going on and who's starting to freak out.
Awesome, George. I'll let you get back to the action here at the Merrick versus Wyshynski draft party here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Thanks a lot, George. Really appreciate it, man.